Track 6.
Titanic was the biggest, fastest and most luxurious liner of its time. In April 1912, the ship set sail on its maiden voyage from Southampton in Great Britain to New York. It was making good progress across the Atlantic when, on the night of Sunday the 14th of April, 5 days after setting out, it hit an iceberg. A telegram was sent saying, "We have struck an iceberg." The ship went down within 3 hours of hitting the iceberg. It sank nearly 4 kilometres to the bottom of the ocean. Some passengers managed to escape, but there weren't enough lifeboats to save everyone. While the passengers in the lifeboats were desperately trying to survive the freezing temperatures, the nearest ship, the Carpathia, had answered Titanic's call for help and was heading at full speed to rescue them. It took the Carpathia 4 hours to reach the place where the ship had sunk. On Tuesday, April the 16th, the headlines in the newspapers read, "Titanic sunk, no lives lost," and "All Titanic passengers are safe." However, by the following morning it was clear that more than 1,500 people had died, and that only about 700 passengers had survived.
Track 7.
In 1985, a very exciting discovery was made. The wreck of the Titanic, which had sunk in April 1912, was found off the coast of Newfoundland, Canada. Then, in 1986, a 3-person submersible went down to the wreck to explore it. Using a robot fitted with a camera, the team took pictures of the inside of the ship. But that was all. They didn't take away any objects. However, since then there have been several expeditions which have brought back 6,000 objects: china, jewellery, the ship's bell, a whistle, silver, letters and other personal belongings. The simple question is it right to explore the wreck of the Titanic? Our first caller is Joe from Washington, D.C.
I think it's a good idea to explore the wreck.
What about bringing back objects from the wreck?
Yes, I think that's fine. It brings the story to life. You understand more about it by seeing these objects.
Thanks, Joe. Now we've got Tanya from Southampton, England, which is where the Titanic sailed from.
I don't agree at all with what Joe said. My great-great-grandfather was a sailor on the Titanic. He died when the ship went down, so the ship is really his grave, along with all the other people who lost their lives. It's not right to disturb the wreck.
Thank you, Tanya, for calling in. That's very interesting. We've now got someone from Canada on the line, Patrick. Hello, Patrick.
While I understand what Tanya said, I'm afraid I don't agree. The objects the people bring back from the Titanic can be put in museums and kept in good condition. Otherwise, they would just disappear and be lost forever.
Thank you, Patrick. And what do you think about adventure tourism? People going down in a submersible to see the wreck for themselves?
Well, I don't think that's necessary. I've heard about a plan to fit the wreck with lights and digital cameras so that you can do a virtual trip on your computer. I think that's a good idea.
And could I come back to you, Joe and Tanya? 2 people recently went down in a submersible and had their wedding on the deck of the Titanic. What do you think about that? Joe, first of all.
Well, I suppose that's okay, so long as it doesn't do any damage to the ship.
Tanya?
I think that's terrible, having a wedding on somebody's grave.
We've got several people waiting to give their views, so we'll come back after this.